Okay. We have here the ATX BCO-680, which is one of their new 2-in-1 leg extension leg curls. So a few days ago, myself and Jake Philman and also Zach, we tried side by side the BCO-780. The difference being that's a leg extension and laying leg curl, whereas this one is a seated leg extension and seated leg curl. So why would you choose this one over the other one? Well, I would say our customer has answered that, because this one has been pre-assembled for a PT customer where they've got several PTs in one studio, and they've ordered a couple of these along with other goods. So I did ask him whether we could assemble one beforehand, just so that we can make a video review. And that's the reason why I think you would choose this one. Is you might not have a client who wants to do a laying leg curl with their bum up in the air to everyone, whereas seated leg curl is sometimes preferred in gym environments. So this unit, another reason you choose it is because it being compact. However, we were going to take this one upstairs and put it side by side with the BCO 780, but that one is a lot easier to carry upstairs because it is narrower. This one, the proportions, even though perhaps it's stated as not being quite as long, it is a more awkward shape. It is more square. So when I factor this section, then we are kind of looking at a meter square. The tiles helping with this because they're 50 by 50 each. However, we've got the arm and the post hanging out the rear, and we've got this stabilizing leg hanging out on this side. So in reality, that looks to be about 120 by 130. So it's bigger than you would think. Right, so we're almost pretty much geared up for leg extension where we are. So if I popped that in there, then you can see that is a leg extension bench. If I change the transition to a leg curl, now I'm going to want to kick this up straight away because otherwise I know I'm going to run out of room. So I'd adjust this side first, and I would adjust this arm. Now, in the instructions, you would not know from the instructions, if you've just built it at home, you would not know how to set it up for leg extension, leg curl, because these instructions are good and they are detailed. So there you go. You've got your conformity certificate in there. So it's tested to EU standards. And there we go. We start off with a schematic to make sure you've got space. Oh, look, I said 120 to 130. It is 128 width, 128 deep, pretty much. When you factor that rear post, then it'll go over. So I'm quite happy with that. Parts list, and then we get to the manual. So, Jake, you assembled this. It was quite easy to assemble, wasn't it?
Yeah, very easy. Very easy, direct, pretty simple. It's just like adult mega blocks, really.
Adult mega blocks, hey? And how long did this one take you?
Well, we're going back and forth quite a bit. I reckon overall, as a standard build, probably about 2 hours.
2 hours.
Probably going to spend on this. As like a first time, if you've built multiple and you're going for a second one, you got to do it faster. But the initial build will probably take about 2 hours to get it all together.
And looking through this, the only example you've got of the leg extension and leg curl is this, which is not overly clear, is it? No. So I did happen to know roughly how to use it anyway from donkeys years ago, using a body solid product, which was a similar cam series setup. I've got to say this one is better. There's some notable improvements, the build being the primary one, but also as well that you've got this offset pad, whereas on that one you had a storage space here for your pad and you would take it off and insert it. But anyway, I digress. We get back to this rod. Now there is a safety pin, but I have already removed that because it's not overly necessary, and I will forget every time I go to change it. So if I want to change the leg curl, I initially put this pad up here where my feet are going to rest, pull this out and switch this to the other side, and then that is now my leg curl position. In a PT studio, I would probably get a paint pen and note on here that the top one is leg extension, the bottom one is leg curl, because if you put it in the wrong one, it's going to feel slightly off. Wouldn't you say, Jake?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so you do need the two. Interestingly, on the old body solid one, there was only one pin slot. So whether that means that because there's the two on here, there's been a bit of a thought process into the movement mechanism and where both the cam falls and the counterbalance. Now I'm set up for leg curl, I'll put a weight on for leg curl. So let's kick that up slightly to there. And I shall put this on. Now I have a collar. The reason being is on a lot of ATX product, they've made the improvement of having an upturn post. Well, when you look at this, where it actually travels all the way around like that, you couldn't have an upturn post because the orientation is going to change and a weight's going to fall off. So on this one, you do need a collar, but these are 50mm pins. So any normal collar is going to fit. You haven't got to worry about a specialist collar. So that is an important feature. If I jump on, set myself up, there is lots of adjustments. So I've got a seat adjustment here. It is a pop pin. It's not like a piston like you might have on a more expensive commercial stack weight machine. And get myself in position. Again, I've got lots of adjustment here and here, but these adjustments also make it easier to get in and out. They're quite an accessible item. So in terms of different clients using it and different abilities, that's quite nice that they are so accessible. The counterweight on here we found is big. So that 20 kilos feels like hardly anything at all. So we've got some extra weights and we've got some bands to try it with. That's probably a good thing that it takes so much weight off, because if you've got someone doing rehab, then it means that they could start off with barely any load. Wouldn't you say, Jake?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's a good thing. It's odd for you or I jumping on, and you've got to have probably 2 plates as a warm-up.
Especially like in a PT gym environment where like you're going to get older clients, or like you said, the rehabilitation clients, it's going to be a lot easier or a lot better for that sort of clientele. But adding that band in sort of takes that counterbalance off.
Well, I would say the same with the accessibility.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I could change that and I could lower this, then like you say, if you've got an older client, then it's no different than, well, slightly different than an armchair. It's quite easy to get in and out of. I'm thinking like a coach seat like that. So it's quite easy to get in and out of. When I performed it then, Jake has shown me something, and you wouldn't know unless you built it.
No, it sits so nicely. It's almost at its detriment that it does. So just under here, there are a few little, almost like little couplings. Just here that connects by a couple of bolts onto the bearings. They actually shift and move to give a bit more space on the seat pad for leg extension, leg curl.
Which I would do. Which
Yes.
I would do. So if this, okay, it's a good quality build, but I wouldn't put it in a commercial gym. I would say home or PT studio. But that ability to move the seat means the alignment from a user point of view is now I could have my knee joint in line with that section there, which just feels a hell of a lot more comfortable rather than having to sit over the seat, which on 2-in-1 units, quite often that's what you would have to do, is to get the right position. Actually, even on a lot of pieces of kit, sometimes the alignment is overlooked because you want your joint level with that joint. So it's a nice feature to have this moving seat, even though you wouldn't know it was there unless someone pointed it out like Jake did. So leg curl, I'll put another plate on to illustrate, because leg curl, most people are only going to be lifting 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the weight that they would on a leg curl that they might on a leg extension. So if I put 2 plates on, now on a lot of plate load machines, 2 plates would be tasty. But as I've already said, that one is basically nullifying the counterbalance. But we can give you a quick example. This handle here, we just do not use. I mean, it looks very nice, but it is kind of surplus to requirements. And there we go. That feels more like a proper weight. So we could work up from there. And that does feel nice and comfortable. Okay, me saying the handle does look very nice is because they haven't got, that's just a little bit of plastic there if I pull it off, it's because they haven't got rubber handles anywhere. This is the diamond cut sort of finish in the metal, so should stay looking like this, whereas rubber handles do wear. They had the same on the BCO-780 when we looked at that, didn't they? And it was nice. Now, leg extension. Should we go out for leg extension?
Go leg extension, yeah.
Yeah. On leg extension, the weight will come off towards the top. So ATX have been introducing band pegs on everything. On this one, I think you probably would choose to have it at the top because a load comes off at the top, doesn't it? So you would rig up band pegs. So if I just take these off and we demonstrate how you might rig it up, I'm already looking at it thinking that your typical 41-inch band, and remember it's the top one for leg extension, your typical 41-inch band is not going to fit in an orthodox fashion. So I would say how you'd want to do it would be like that. However, I can already see that our 41-inch band wants more space. So work it out however you want to rig it up. Even this handle could be used as an extra band peg position, couldn't it? So I will try that before we add any more load, Jake. So let's not do the foot adjusts. So let's put that down there. Seat is forwards, so that should be comfortable. All right. Yeah, I've now got some resistance at the top. So you might choose to favour a combination of the two. There we go. I'm showing how easy the access is because I'm using it here to get in and out easy. It's quite intuitive. Let's put some weight on because everyone wants to know how much weight they can load, don't they, Jake? So let's do 2 plates and a band, and then we've got another couple of plates here, so we will try and work up, and we'll get you on here as well, Jake. So let's get it in position. Oh yeah, that's better. That's tasty. There is handles here. There. Now I put the seat further forwards, where it goes forwards and high, is I'm kind of on my fingertips. So I might choose to push against the pad instead, I think. Hey Stu, just in time for legs. Jake, do you want to jump on? Yeah, we're going to add some more weight as well. Why would you? No, Jake is. I was going to say. Comfy?
Yeah. It definitely feels a lot nicer with that band on there.
Because you're getting more tension at the top. See how fluid that is? Now, we do have to talk price because this is £1,099, including VAT and delivery. Now, I would say that's exceptionally well priced for the build and the comfort and the quality. But then you are talking the home use market. So home use, you do have a lot cheaper leg machines. But I'd say you're still sort of in the same ballpark. Is I would choose this one for home. I'm not sure I would want anything less. Because when we talk leg machines, like certainly this one, if I had this one alongside some of the options we've got here, then I also would not choose this. Would that be fair?
Yes.
So should we run upstairs to show some of the options? For example, this is a very good for the money and quality, very good 2-in-1 leg extension, leg curl. However, in a commercial environment, would we choose this one over the stack weight leg extension or a leg curl?
I personally would not, no.
No, and me neither.
Take us back, or are you keeping it?
So if we go upstairs, similar footprint, the BCO-680. So if we go up and have a quick look, there's even an ISO leg extension down there. I would choose leg extension on there over it, but again, we're talking 3 times the price. and here. All right, Trev? Belt-driven leg extension and leg curl. We would also favour that over it. And here we have Enrique on the leg extension leg curl, the BCO-680, which you would probably favour over the one downstairs.
Yes, 100%.
And it's £100 less, but that is the one where you would have to do the laying leg curl laying. I said that twice then, laying leg curl. Also, in terms of compactness, then that would be an argument to get the one downstairs, but equally, the one that Enrique's on is compact. So it's horses for courses, which one you go for. And me personally, I mean, I am a little biased, but this is the most compact of all. Yeah, it's the most compact of all. It's 1 meter by 1 meter. So a standing leg extension leg curl. However, again, this one's made in Britain, so you're spending three times the price on this unit over one of those. So again, to a degree, you get what you pay for, but the ATX 2-in-1 leg extension leg curl, we're mightily impressed with both. But we'd probably favour the 780 ourselves. Is that fair?
Yes.
Cool.
Definitely.
I think that kind of covers everything. On that BCO 780, we will end the video. But there's 2 questions I've been asked since we did the video. One is, could you have, if you've had, say, like Ian being a perfect example, where he's had knee surgery, could you start off with the rollers further out? We found a fudge. There's that magnetic pin that you found?
Yes.
So if you take the magnetic pin out, pull the rollers forward to put the magnetic pin in, you can set it a few inches further away. Yeah. So there's a fix. The other one being the cable at the back is, we were asked how far away do you have to be from the cable unit, because it looks like you've got to be over a meter.
I was about to say at least a meter, yeah.
Well, again, there's a meter of cable, but one way around it is we had it on an adjustable pulley and it was low down, so you have to be over a meter away. However, you could put the adjustable pulley up, because we're assuming that the cable's got to be in a horizontal plane. It doesn't. You could put the adjustable pulley up and then it'd be traveling at a diagonal in order to connect to that. So if you didn't have enough space, that's the way around it. So that's 2 questions we've been asked, so I thought I'd just get them in.
Cool.
Thank you.
Amazing.